Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace be on the one who is speaking. Peace be on the speaker, and peace be on the listener. Peace be on the speaker and peace be on the listener. Om, Om, Om. Shanti, 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 and peace. So, somebody asked me, I have the day off today from my work, which pays my bills. Somebody asked me recently, since I have the day off, I decided to do a brief retreat, which is this. And they asked me that how can we not engage in the thought process or the thought or the voice in our head, which we call thought, the negative thoughts which make us angry, or if somebody says something really provocative, they provoke us. If somebody says something really offensive, how can we control the reaction towards it? How can we not react to it in a negative way, so we wouldn't accumulate more karma, or we wouldn't produce the negative energy? I hope this question is clear. It's an important question. It's important. It's a very important question, because we see this is happening every moment and every day. It is ongoing, it's never stopping, and that's why we see, unfortunately, so many indifferences. Unfortunately, that's why we see that there are so many differences among people, among humans are not really getting along with other humans. Most of us humans are living, unfortunately, a life of pretending that within us we are having the ill feelings, unfortunately, or we are having the resentment, but we are pretending, trying to be nice to other people. Some people are trying to be nice to other people in the greed of some type of reward. Some people are trying to be nice to other people in the greed of some type of salvation, some type of heaven, some type of paradise. It's at least they are trying to be good to others, no matter, even if it is for the greed of the reward and all these rewards I just mentioned. At least they are trying to be nice. So that's something. I personally wouldn't discourage that. If this is what you want for this lifetime, or if this is what you want for this carnation, it's your choice. But if you want to go in a more profound approach, if you want to see a more profound reality, it's the same reality. When I say profound reality or ultimate reality, it's the same reality. But what I refer basically, that what you are experiencing, the three-dimensional reality, it's a very narrow band, mind you. What you are experiencing, a three-dimensional reality, it's a very narrow band. Life, the reality actually is limitless. It has no boundaries. And that's the ultimate or fundamental reality. I, through the practices and the discipline every day, have learned to live in that reality, the bigger reality. And then when I have to perform certain tasks, I come out of the reality and act accordingly in this three-dimensional reality. Anyway, it's a separate topic. Again, I don't want to be side track or deviate from the question. Question is important, and we are going to look into it. It's important that we look into it because it's happening every day. It's happening on regular basis. It's happening on ongoing basis. It's never stopping. And the real us, which is inside us, is reaching out for help and saying, I'm being abused because of the thought process. So first, when we look at something in a simple manner, when we break it down to its fundamentals, then it brings clarity and we can understand that what goes on when someone says something offensive or someone says something provocative or somebody tries to provoke you through words, what goes on. And even when the scene is over or the experience is over, we still cannot get rid of the thought, unfortunately, the thought process that it was said. You just keep going, your mind just keep going about it, and you just keep punishing yourself over and over. The more you think about it, and it seems like you almost have lost all the control on your thought. But that's not true. Do not accept it as normal or true. That's not true. That's why we see so many indifferences. That's why I see people are pretending to be mighty strong. They are living, and because they are living in a defensive mode. I mentioned that in one of my last retreat or the retreat before, that most people are living in a defensive mode. They think that somebody is out there to get them. In an illusion, they are living. But you don't have to really. I mean, do you see that can you imagine me acting or carrying some type of false image? No. And everywhere I go, no matter how the crowd is, what kind of crowd is around me, I have no fear about that. I just go and I relate to the very life which is running behind these color drama, this language drama, how a person is talking, how a person is speaking, what's their family background. You see, these are the things which are making thoughts in your mind, and then you start thinking that this is you. But truth of the matter is, this is not you. And we are going to look into it together so you can be more happy. When you understand something profoundly, or when you understand something in a more deeper manner, then you see the reality more clearly. So you are more happy, you see? Then the thoughts are not going to abuse you, or even if they try to abuse you, you have full control on those thoughts. So, first of all, try to get a book. Listen to me, please. First of all, try to get a book. The book is called The Four Agreements. It is written by Don Miguel Ruiz, my mentor. First of all, try to get the book and read the entire book. That book itself is enough to bring a tremendous amount of clarity in your awareness. However, that's one. That's first of all. And two, what you do is you look into what are thoughts. Because you see, imagine in your experience, somebody comes to you and says something nasty to you, and you react to it. And you react to it in an aggressive manner. The scene is over. everything is subsided, and after that you go on your way, the person, the culprit goes on his way or her way. But then you start thinking about what was said, basically, and then you get more angry. You see how much negative energy you are producing if you are not aware of yourself, if you are not fully alert of yourself. You see the amount of negative energy you are producing only by thinking about it. Then you start contemplating to get even. That's more you are being miserable, you see. So most of us, when we have all these thoughts, they are taking charge of our mind. We don't need even any outside help to feel miserable. We are tremendously doing ourselves a nasty job, unfortunately. It's a very sad thing because we don't look into things. We never try to challenge what's been handed over to us. We just accept it. Oh yeah, that's normal. No, it's not normal. You are being abused. The thoughts and the words are abusing you. It's not normal. It's very abnormal, and to put it very blatantly, most of us are very ill. But the only thing is, because we have accepted it as normal, so all the ill things, they think they are normal. Understand, mind you, pay attention to what I'm saying to you. Okay? Understand that any word has no meanings in reality. Again, remember I said about the reality not long ago. Now you need to pay attention. Reality is the only reality, but you think this three-dimension reality and you think this is it. No. Any word, I'm going to repeat my statement again. Any word has no meanings in reality. I'm sure you know Jiddu Krishnamurti by now. He said numerous times on different occasions in different countries to different audiences. He said, word is not that. You see what I'm saying to you? He said, word is not that. Word is not that. What exists really out there, word is not that. Mr. Smith is not really Mr. Smith, or Rita is not really Rita. You understand? So, or yes is not really yes. I mean, anyone who you see and you think of their name, it's an identification. The identification is not the phenomena. Phenomena is something else. Okay. Now, we established one thing, that no word in truth or reality has any significance to it. And yet, you are extremely offended and extremely aggressive at reacting to words which have no meanings in reality. You see? Yet you are doing that because you think word has any meanings in reality. But words do not have no meanings in reality. For instance, I will give you an example. This is pure wisdom, and pure wisdom is common sense. But the common sense means everyone has it equally, but it is cluttered with all the poison, the conditioning, the domestication, the unnecessary, nasty drama which has been handed over to us. I'll give you an example to elaborate and look into it further. Now watch this. You look at a horse. You see what I'm saying? You look at a horse and you say, this is a horse. Okay? And a couple of other people are saying, yes, this is a horse. They are standing and looking at the same object, the same phenomena, and they are saying, this is a horse. Okay? They mutually are agreeing in the meanings of a phenomena. All the people mutually are agreeing to the meanings of the word. This is what we will call horse. When you are alone even, you think a word, horse, and a certain type of phenomena or a certain type of animal appears in your awareness or in your mind. But truth of the matter is you don't know what that is. You see what I'm saying? Since all the people have agreed to the meanings of a certain phenomena which is happening in nature, so you are calling it horse. Mr. A agrees with Mr. B and C that we all are going to call it a word, horse. So it's the word basically first they chose and they agreed to the meanings of it. But you go to that horse, I mean, please just use it. Look into it. It's so clear. It's just right there. You go to a horse, you ask the horse, say, do you know, are you a horse? What kind of answer are you going to get? I mean, anyway. Yeah, go ahead and ask the horse, do you know you are a horse? See what answer you get. A horse, I would understand your argument if the horse replied you back, yes, I know I'm a horse. So it means that, of course, it's a horse because now it is equally understands that it's happening in nature as a horse. But of course, that's not going to happen. You can train a horse to say something like that. That has no meanings. Of course, you are using the words again to train something. But truth of the matter is a horse does not know it's a horse. A tree does not know it's a tree. A bottle of water does not know it's a bottle of water. These are markers. It has no meanings in reality. Please, it is so clear. You know, Gautama Siddhartha, the Buddha enlightened. Somebody asked him, Buddha the enlightened is in the light basically now. You know, he lives there. He was manifestation of God. The magnitude of his wisdom was outstanding. We cannot even imagine the magnitude of his wisdom. So somebody said, where is that wisdom and truth you talk about? You see? And he said, it's on the tip of your tongue. And all the people now, you see in the West mostly, unfortunately, they are trying to touch the tip of the nose in the yoga position and doing all type of freaky things. What he meant that it is so clear. So the example of the horse or the tree or the water bottle I just gave you is so clear. These things do not understand. The words are just the markers. So we human can communicate and we human can further evolve scientifically. Okay, you understand? Words is not that. As Jiddu Krishnamurti said, words is not that. Don Miguel Ruiz's book, Four Agreements, please get that. You would see that clarity in you, that what word is, and how it comes into being, and then how it influences you. All your thought process. I don't have any thoughts. Even right now, when I'm talking to you, these words I'm delivering is coming, it's just pouring out. I don't have any thoughts because it's so useless. It is useful when you want to communicate to somebody. It is useful when you want something or you want to deliver a message. Then you use your intellect. But it is not necessary to live in that intellect all the time 24/7. It's not necessary. And you can do that because I do that all the time. And me and you are the same. Remember the last retweet when I was telling you about that? That's the thing. So that's the first step towards your peace and your happiness. That no words in reality, no words have any meanings. Remember Jiddu Krishnamurti, Mr. Smith is not Mr. Smith. The word is not that. Horse is not really the horse. Okay? A tree is not really a tree. Okay? Go ahead and ask a tree, do you know you are a tree? See what kind of response you are going to get. So tree does not know. All we do basically, we choose a word like a marker to signify something, and then we remember so we can communicate in the future. And memory plays a very important role. But any word in reality has no meanings. Okay. Now we'll go a little more further in this inquiry together. Now we'll go a little more further. People get really, really offended. People get really, really worked up if somebody use some type of provocative or offensive terms as far as somebody tries to downplay us on the ground or on the basis of our color. Imagine, hypothetically speaking, not that it is happening to us, but I'm saying imagine, so we can bring more clarity in our awareness. Like somebody is trying to downplay us, no matter what color of the skin we have, somebody's trying to downplay us, calling us some type of names, derogatory terms, the provocative terms, the offensive terms they are using to get a reaction from you. And you just, without giving any thought, you just jump into this bandwagon, because everybody gets really worked up when they hear these terms, and then you try to defend yourself with everything you have. Hasn't that happened to you numerous times? But you don't learn, because you don't focus on these things, and not thinking, not intellectually, but focus. See what you are doing, your action. As I said, nobody who is calling you names, excuse me, anyone who's calling you names, anyone who's trying to downplay you or trying to attack you verbally through nasty words, any words, they are using everything. They are using your color, they are using your gender, they are using your race, your country of origin, where you came from, and all these superstitious things the human have made, and they live in these things. You see, they are using everything in their power. They are saying, and they are saying all these nasty things on the behalf of your color, your country of origin, even your religion or your race, and then they are trying to get a reaction from you. You see what I'm saying? But if you agree to the meaning of that particular word, of course you are going to give them the reaction they are seeking, or the reaction they are looking for. You are going to exactly do what they are seeking from you. You see? But as I have proved not very long ago, literally 1 or 2 minutes ago, I have proved to you, no word literally has any meanings. You see, even if it is a little complicated, I'm trying to make it so simple for you to understand that it is so generic. It's just right there, all this wisdom. But even if you are struggling to understand what I'm saying to you, now listen to this. For a moment, you see, when I say no words in reality has any meanings. Now, for example, and I do not subscribe myself with any of these traits or with any of these superstitions. I do not personally subscribe myself. That's why I live all the time in peace. Somebody is telling me you are a man. They are saying I am a man because that's how they think a man looks. And somebody is saying you are brown. And somebody is saying that you are Indian, or you are darker skinned, and you look in a certain way, and in all that. When I close my eyes, you see, and if I agree to all that, they can use all these words, literally, they can use all these words against me if I agree to the meaning. But I know whatever they are saying is literally not true, because all these things have no significance for me. You understand? If I have to fill an application form somewhere where they are asking my gender, I would say male. You see, you use these things having the awareness and clarity in your mind that these are just the words for me to communicate in the society or to function in the society. But after I have filled the application, I'm just not going to sit around and think I'm a man. I'm not just going to do it, because I am not a man. Neither I'm a woman. And I would go even that far. I'm not even a human. You see what I'm saying? You might think that, I just lost my mind or something. No, I did not. Actually, it's most of us who have lost their minds because they do not use the wisdom and the clarity and the common sense and then hurt themselves through the thinking process. I have not lost my mind. Why should I believe anyone to find out what I really am? The person who is telling me you are a male was once told by somebody that he is a male. And who told that? Other humans who were here before. You see? There is no evidence that is coming from an authentic source. Do you see what I'm saying? There is no evidence. They are told, they are telling you, and this is how the societies are built, and the whole band of countries are built, and the whole planet is built. And they say, but truth of the matter is, I don't need anybody to tell me what I am and who I am. You see, I can find out all this personally, and when I do that, when I have the wisdom and clarity, I live all the time in peace. I don't give anybody a reaction if somebody calls me, hey, you are brown, or you are darker skin, or you Indian, you go back, or whatever the drama, the human poison. These things have no meanings. You see, these are just the words. If you agree to what that person is saying, then of course you are going to give them a reaction because you think the word is real, but the word is not real. And word is it has only a little bit of significance when you need something. So you need to verbalize what you want, or you want to communicate with somebody, or you want to function in society, but it's not necessary to live in those words, which you call it thought process, and then you call yourself normal. Anyway, I won't go into that. But you live in that thought process all the time. But it's not necessary to live in the thought process. Now, if somebody tells me you are this or that or that or that, when I close my eyes in a state of meditation and I have no thoughts, you see, am I not existing? You understand what I'm saying to you? When I sit in a state of meditation and I have no thoughts, am I not existing? You don't have to answer me. You have to ask this question to yourself. Of course I'm existing. So what I'm trying to tell you, without words, I am existing. You see? That's pure wisdom, what I'm talking to you. It has nothing to do with your religion. It has nothing to do with your faith. It has nothing to do with any of these human traits or the superstitions. It is given to every single phenomena or every single being equally. It has nothing to do with your intellect level. That's pure wisdom. When I sit here and I have no words, it means I have no thoughts or images. When I sit here in a state of meditation, am I not existing? If I don't have any thoughts in my mind, am I not existing? I'm asking you that question. I'm existing. You see? I'm existing without words, I'm existing without thoughts, and I'm existing in peace. Once you make this practice so regular every day, again, make some time for yourself, keep saying that, then we all create a distance from our body a little. And then we become happier and happier and happier every day. Because we understand reality more. We have more clarity. Without words, of course I'm existing without words. It's not necessary for me to know what exactly it is. It's not necessary for me to know. What is important, remember that. Please mind you, pay attention what I'm saying right now and I'm about to say. What is important that I am. You see, I am is important. But what am I is basically not important. Okay? I am is very important. I don't want to engage further to find out. And if I truly want to find out, then I have to go beyond words or thoughts. If I truly want to find out the what am I. And once I find that out, the what am I, then I understand that I am eternal, and I understand I'm limitless, and I have no boundaries. Okay? So there is no need to give anybody any reaction thinking words are real. I have proved it in 3 different ways. If you paid attention to my words since I started the video 31 minutes and 10 seconds ago, you would realize that I have proved that no word has any meanings in reality. Our word is not the truth. Okay? Words create thoughts. Then thoughts would go all the time, and you would board on a thought, then you would board on the entire universe. You understand what I'm saying? That's also another thing. Like I'll give you an example. You take bunch of rubber bands and you make a rubber band ball. You see, when you make a rubber band ball, it becomes so difficult to separate or which rubber band is which. It becomes so difficult. So it's just like a complicated, tight rubber band ball that all it is around and wrapped with each other. So that's how all the thoughts are entangled, like rubber bands are entangled together. So you actually, if you board on one thought, you board on the entire universe. Believe me. Once you board on one thought, and how can you not board on one thought? Because of the clarity that first you understand words indicate no reality, so there is no need to feel aggressive or respond to it in an aggressive way, or even when the scene has been dissipated, you are thinking about it. There is no need for this unnecessary burden for you. You see, it takes a lot of energy. We invest in thoughtlessly, which is good. Ironically, thoughtlessly. Yeah, tell me about it. Anyway, so if you really want to find out what you really are, then you have to go beyond the thought process. And again, you board on one thought and you board on the entire universe. Okay? Do you want me to clarify what I just said a little more? Do you want me to? Okay, I'll tell you what I just said. You see, hypothetically speaking, for example, imagine that in the evening, all of a sudden, there is a desire in you that I want to go to a Thai restaurant. Okay, there is a desire in you that I want to have Thai food with my family or with my partner or spouse. And you say, okay, good. It's a thought, isn't it? It's a thought, then you act on the thought. The thought in the function, the thought in action. You see, first it's a thought, then it becomes a motivation, and then you go to the Thai restaurant or Chinese restaurant. When you arrive over there, you see there are 50 other people sitting. Over there, you are not the only one. There are 50 other people sitting in that particular restaurant. Do you know what that means? It means that particular thought, the thought which you are thinking is your thought. The thought that you were thinking, that your thought, the thought you were thinking totally personalized with you is not your thought. Because of those 50 people sitting over there, that same particular thought in one way or another was arisen at some period in time in them, which you thought was your personal thought. So how is that your personal thought? You see, all this I know, and I don't read, and I do not engage in a lot of activities to know all this. What I do is, however, and I've been doing for years, that's why I know all this. Without thinking, I know. What I'm delivering to you right now, I'm in a state of meditation. Shh, listen. See, I'm in a state of meditation, and what I'm not thinking, but it's just pouring out of me. Because every morning, first I establish myself in a super silent corner. And then I bring my awareness or consciousness, what I essentially am, basically, totally uncluttered. I am saying I bring it to make you understand, basically. There is no distance here. The consciousness is always there. So I remove a little bit of cluttering I accumulated the previous day. And when I remove that, I am totally and totally intact and in touch with sacred. So this comes out. Boom. And why it is coming out? Why? Ask yourself a question. Why this brown Indian man? Remember the words? Ask yourself this question, that why this man is telling us all that. Why it is so significant? Because I personally believe if I am happy through the discipline, through making some time for myself, through not brooding on any thoughts, and through the Kriya, yoga, and through meditation, if I am capable of acquiring that much happiness, peace, and wisdom, so are you. You see, I'm trying. That's the present. Because I'm not entirely sure how much time I even have left on the planet. You see, I'm not. None of us knows, as a matter of fact. I'm not spatial in that regard. None of us knows, and I am among all those people, of course, who do not know how much time I have left. But I want to see people get along with each other. I want to see people be happy, you see. Or at least make an attempt, please. I want to see people are getting along with each other. I want to see they are happy. I want to see they are not creating drama on the name of gossips or color or racism or distinctions or discrimination on the behalf of all the foolish traits we human unfortunately have invented. It's very clear for you now. Their words have no meanings in reality. It's not seriously worth it to put your awareness or your focus and react to it in an aggressive manner. Please rewatch this video. I'm sure it would make a difference. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to I'm trying to bring more clarity and awareness so you can learn to be happy. It is very possible. Did you hear that? All right. Thank you so much again for watching.